After auditing over 400 meta ad accounts, I can tell you this with absolute certainty. Brands are either testing way too many ads without any real system, or they're running the same free winning ads into the ground until they stop working. They are guessing which creatives to test. They are killing ads too early or scaling them too late. There's no system, no process, just chaos. But here's the good news. By the end of this video, you're going to know the exact 6-step testing system that we use at my agency, RedMelon. This process allows us to systematically find winning ads, scale them profitably, and consistently take ecom brands from 7 figures to 8 figures per year. We call this the meta ads testing loop, and I'm gonna walk you through every single step. I'm gonna be sharing real examples from top brands and from real clients. So get comfortable and let's get started. When I open most ad accounts, this is what I see. They have hundreds or even thousands of ads running at the same time. Some of them have spent only a few bucks, less than $1 here, $10 here, $2 here. There's really tons of ads here, and other ads have spent more than 2,000 or maybe even more. Nobody knows which ads are actually driving new customers versus just retargeting people who were going to buy anyway. Or worse, they got free ads that worked 6 months ago and they're just praying they keep working. Or maybe they're doing something like this account that we're auditing right now, and their top spending campaign just has one ad on. No testing, no nothing. Both approaches are costing you money. The brands that scale to 8 figures and beyond, they have a system, and that's exactly what I'm about to show you. This is the meta ads testing loop. It's a 6-step system that creates a continuous cycle of finding winners, scaling, and iterating them. And the first step is research. At a high level, what we do is we analyze competitors, we analyze our own ad performance if we have it, and we also use several inspiration sources. Most people think research means look at the Facebook ads library for 10 minutes. That's not research, that's window shopping. Real research comes from many different sources, and I'm going to show you 5 places that consistently produce the best results for us and our clients. Source number 1 is Reddit threads. This is pure gold that most media buyers completely ignore. So go to Reddit and search things like this: your product category plus best, your product category plus worth it, or you can try your product category plus alternatives. You are looking for the exact language that your customers use. Screenshot comments where people describe their problems. These become your ad hooks word for word. Source number 2 is your customer reviews and your competitors' reviews as well. If you're not reading your reviews and your competitors' reviews, I promise you, I guarantee you, you're missing super interesting stuff there that you can leverage on ads. Go through your Shopify reviews, your Amazon reviews, your competitors' reviews as well, and then look for patterns. For example, we had a supplement brand where most reviews mentioned helps with my afternoon energy crash. That became their #1 performing ad angle. They never even marketed it that way before. Look for things like objections people have, like does this actually work for X? Use cases you didn't think of, I use this for whatever. Or questions that come up repeatedly, like is this safe for my kids? Each of these is a new ad concept. Source number 4 is your own ad performance, and we're gonna review this by the end of this video. And source number 5 is competitor ads via Facebook ad library. Let me show you exactly how I do this. So go ahead and Google Facebook ad library and click on the first result. First thing you're gonna do, you're gonna pick the country where you wanna see the ads from, or you can choose all ads running worldwide from a certain brand. Then we need to pick the ad category. I usually select all ads. And then you have 2 different ways of doing this. You can either search for one specific advertiser or search for a certain keyword. I'm going to search for Grooms. They're very well known, but in case you don't know them, they are a nutrition gummies brand selling direct to consumer. This is them, so I'm gonna click on it, and boom, we are seeing 630 ads that are currently being run by Grooms. A few things to consider. These are only some ads that Grooms are running. They are not able to display every single ad for each brand that you look for here. And just so you know, you can click on filters and apply a few different things. An interesting one is that you can see the inactive ads for this brand. By default, you're only gonna see the active ads. As you can see, Grooms is running a ton of UGC ads. If we scroll down a little bit more, probably gonna find some statics. Yeah, there we are. These are static ads that they're running. We can see the copy that they're using, headlines. And as you can see, these ads are active. These have been launched pretty recently, actually, yesterday. The total active time is 18 hours only. Something to watch out here is that this ad has low impression count. That probably means this is not a successful ad. The main reason is that Meta Ads is not giving enough spend to this ad because it understands that it's not gonna be a top performer, it's not gonna drive sales, so the impressions keep low. But don't just look at what ads they are running right now. You wanna look for 3 things. Ads that have been running for a long time, multiple variations of the same concept, and finally ads that aren't flagged with a low impression count. Now, what is a long time varies for each brand. This brand launches a crazy amount of ads every single week, so a long time for them is 3 or 4 months ago. And actually, if you scroll down, you'll see that they've been running some ads since October 2025. These angles, these concepts, they've been working very well for them, and that's why they're still on. Otherwise, they will be off. So dive real deep and look for these insights to find real inspiration. Now, here's the thing about studying bigger brands. They have huge creative teams and technology to make better ads. So leverage that, steal from them. You may not have the resources, but you can steal their ideas, see what's working and adapt it. But, and this is critical, be original. You don't want your ads to look exactly like your competitors, because guess what? Your potential customer is probably seeing both of your ads. The best approach is to leverage your competitors' learnings, grab their ideas and test them yourself. But more importantly, always think like your customer and feel like your customer. Think about the emotions that they are experiencing during the decision-making process and let them know why you are better. Okay, so now you've done deep research, you've got a Google Doc full of insights, screenshots, concepts. Now what? Now we can move to the second stage of our meta ads testing loop, which is to make the ads. What we do here is we pick proven ad frameworks and we generate multiple variations per each framework. This is where most people overcomplicate things. They think I need to shoot 50 completely different videos and 30 completely different statics. And the truth is, you don't need 50 different concepts. You need proven ad frameworks with specific variations. So what's an ad framework? An ad framework is a specific visual format or structure that's proven to stop the scroll and drive conversions. Think of it as a template, a repeatable format that you can use across different products, angles, and messages. Let me show you some of the frameworks that we use for our clients when we help them with creative strategy. We're gonna simplify it here and review some static ads. Here are the main frameworks we use. First framework is product in use or lifestyle images, which show your product being used in a real-life context. This works because people can visualize themselves using it. Another framework we use is review images. These allow us to build social proof and credibility, like this one from Raggable that says, really impressed with it, worth the money. Or this one, which I don't really like because it says the phrase game changer, which tells me that this review has probably been AI generated. So use real reviews, and more importantly, reviews that feel human. Another framework we use is product images. These work really well, especially if you have some visually appealing product or packaging. Then there's us versus them images. These are side-by-side comparisons showing your product versus competitors, or usually the old and the new way of doing things. This is perfect for differentiation and clearly explaining why you're better. I kind of like this one for 2 reasons. One is that the competitor's product doesn't look like crap, so it feels like a more realistic and non-exaggerated comparison. And the second thing I like is that they are using some lifestyle concepts here when they project the us version. So they are kind of combining 2 different frameworks, as you can see, and feel free to combine them if you see the opportunity. There's many other frameworks. I'm gonna go quick by a few. So sales discount images, we got offers that could be seasonal or not. We got some call out images that either highlight benefits or key features of each product. Here they're using a 5 reasons why hook, so that's pretty clever. The before and after, especially relevant if your product is promising a transformation. This framework is pretty common for beauty brands or wellness brands. The press shot framework, these are magazine features or media mentions, builds authority and credibility, very common one. Then there's grids, which are super helpful to show several products in just one shot. And finally, hook core benefit. I really like this one from Avi. Loose inches, not hair. They also added some social proof elements like this, 200,000 satisfied customers and over 13,000 reviews. Now, you don't need to test all of these at once. Based on your research, pick 3 to 5 frameworks that make sense for your product and your findings. For example, if your research showed your customers love the transformation your products provides, start with a before, after, or a hook core benefit framework. If your research showed people are skeptical, then lead with review images or press shots to build credibility. Now, here's something important. Ideally, you should be making creatives for each stage of the funnel. There are 6 levels of awareness. Unaware is the first one, where you need to captivate them. They don't even know they have a problem. There's problem aware. You need to educate them. They know they have a problem, but they don't know how to fix it. Moving from top of the funnel to middle of the funnel, the next step is solution aware, where people know that a solution to their problems exists, but they don't know of your product yet. The next step is product aware, where people already know about your product, but they are not sure yet if you are the right solution. They might be already analyzing products from your competitors. So for example, us versus them statics work really well on this stage. Then there's most aware, where people already know your product, they believe it's the best for them, but they need a reason to buy now. Limited time offers work pretty great for these cases. And the next one, experience aware, they already experience your product, so this is more like an increased LTV strategy. You can think of this as a win-back strategy. You need to remind them why your product was so awesome, remind them how they felt when they first experienced it. I think you get the point. I know it's a lot, but let's go through a few examples that will help consolidate these learnings. In the unaware stage, you need to agitate the problem. For example, if you're selling a water filter, you go with something like, did you know all the chemicals that your tap water has? If you're addressing moms and dads, you may be even agitating that their kids are getting those chemicals into their body. So you're turning them from unaware to problem aware. Let's go with another example in the product aware stage. So here they understand they want your product, but they're not sure if they should buy from you or from another competitor. So you show them testimonials, social proof, press shots, or offer a limited time discount to give them that last push. And here's a very important thing. Once you pick your frameworks, create 2 to 3 variations of each of these frameworks by testing different products, hooks, or offers. So if you pick 3 frameworks and create 3 variations from each, you got about 9 ads to test. So that's your batch. Going back to Grunt's example, I found that they're running 3 variations of the us versus them framework. So here's the first example: more fiber, less calories, and less net carbs. This is like eating candy. This is hard to swallow. You get the point. And a few similar concepts here on the third option. So once again, remember, create more than 1 variation per each ad framework that you use. Coming back to our meta ads testing loop, we move to step number 3, and that's launch. There's 2 important things to consider here. Number 1, we're gonna launch these new ads in a prospecting CVO campaign. And number 2, in some cases, specifically for high spending accounts, we set up a minimum daily budget for this batch of new ads. The main reason is that if you don't set up a minimum daily budget at the ad set level, and only if you have tons of ads in your ad account already, the new ads are not gonna get a fair chance to compete. They're not gonna get a fair amount of ad spend. But if you don't have a high spending account, don't worry about this. So we're gonna launch all these new ads in a prospecting CVO campaign. If this is the first time you see this diagram, you're probably going like crazy. So if that's the case, feel free to go to this tutorial that I'm leaving somewhere here where I fully explain this in depth. You can see here in our campaign structure, we have different marketing goals, and these are scale, test, remarketing, and retention. For ad testing, everything goes into the prospecting CVO campaign on the test section here. So to launch this new batch, we're gonna go to the ad account, click on edit in one of the campaigns. We're gonna click on duplicate one of the ad sets that we already have running. In this case, this ad set has 6 ads, so what we're gonna do is delete 5 of these 6 ads. Yes, I want to delete them. I'm gonna leave 1 ad, I'm gonna edit it with the new concepts, and finally I will quickly duplicate to add all these new concepts to an existing campaign and launch it. Step number 4 is wait and see. This is one of the hardest steps for most people. You have to be patient. We monitor daily, but we allow ads to run from 3 to 7 days before making any decisions. 3 or 4 days for high spending accounts and 7 days for low to mid spending accounts. Check your ads every day, but don't make changes. Look for things like, are they spending the minimum? Are they getting purchases? Or what's their ROAS looking like? But don't forget discipline. Wait at least 7 days before making any changes. Why? Because meta algorithms needs time to learn. An ad that looks average on day 2 may look like your top performer on day 6. And the step number 5 is to find winners. We identify winning ads based on ad spend volume and ROAS thresholds. Okay, so it's been 7 days, now we analyze. So you can see we're seeing the last 7 days results for this account. So for this client in the last 7 days, we generated 38K while generating 100 171K in sales at a 4.5 ROAS. The results are pretty good, but they probably could be better. We need to find new winners. So the first thing we're gonna do is order this by amount spent. Once you see this, there's gonna be very interesting findings. Our winner criteria, it's based on 3 key points. Number 1, we need to have enough ad spend volume. Number 2, the ROAS needs to be equal or greater than our target ROAS. And number 3, our ROAS needs to be equal or higher than the average ROAS of the account, which in this case is 4.48. So there's 2 clear winners here, and those are the top 2 ads. Both ads are top spenders. They are higher than our target ROAS, which is close to 4, and they are higher than the average ROAS that the account is getting, which is 4.48. These 2 are clear winners, so we're gonna iterate on these concepts. And the last step is to iterate. The goal here is to produce new variations from winners and feed them back into the loop. So essentially, you loop back to step 1 or directly to step 2 and start again. So now take your winning ad. Don't just copy it, break it down. Ask yourself, what's the hook, what's the core message, what's the ad framework that you used, what's the visual style, what's the offer, what common elements you see, what patterns you see. And now you create 3 to 5 variations, just exactly as Grunz did with the us versus them image that I showed previously. It could be the same hook with different visuals, it could be the same message with a different hook, or it could be the same format with a different offer. And once again, this is a loop, not a one-time thing. The brands that scale to 8 figures and beyond, they do many things, but one thing they do for sure is they run this loop every single week or in a very frequent basis. They are constantly feeding new tests into the system, plus running paid media advanced strategies that allows them to scale at a profitable ROAS. And that's the whole system. 6 steps that create a continuous cycle of finding winners and scaling them profitably. Look, I know this seems like a lot, but here's the truth. The difference between a 6-figure brand, a 7-figure brand compared to a 8-figure brand or beyond, it isn't that one has better ads. It is that one has a system for finding and scaling winners. A system that depends in 2 main things, and those are creative strategy and advanced paid media tactics. And that's exactly what the meta ads testing loop gives you. Now, if you're watching this and thinking, okay, I get it, but I need help implementing this system in my account, that's literally what we do at RedMelon. If you want us to audit your account for free and show you exactly where you're leaving money on the table, just book a call. The link is in the description below. We'll go through your account together, we'll show you your biggest opportunities, and if it makes sense to work together, we can talk about it too. And hey, if you got value from this video, do me a favor and hit that like button. Drop a comment and let me know your thoughts. Feel free to ask questions. And if you want more no fluff tutorials like this one, please subscribe to this channel because that allows me to keep doing videos like this one. I'm Frank from RedMelon, and I'll see you on the next one.